Hey everyone, it's Mike Andy's Business Bootcamp podcast today, and today we're going to actually share the financial statements, profit and loss statements from all my businesses. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's inspiring and educational for you. But before we get into today's show, an absolute massive thank you to Gusto, gusto.com/bootcamp. Check out their software. One thing that people don't know about Gusto a lot of times is that they actually do your full onboarding process checklist for your employees. So when you get someone, you want to hire them, they'll have all the digital signatures that you need to fill out, the checklist of like, okay, you need to make sure you get them set up on payroll. Then you need to set them, get them cupcakes. And you need to get the certain document, the employee handbook signed. So it's a great way for onboarding employees as well, not just the time tracking, the benefits, as well as the, automatic transfer of payment to their accounts. So today we're going to share the numbers for my businesses. If you haven't already, make sure you watch previous months where I share every single month what revenues and profits and losses are for all my different businesses. Today we're going to go ahead and jump right into the Excel spreadsheet and share exactly what we are making. Again, I make these videos not to show off or gloat or anything like this. It's a matter of I want this to be the educational piece that I wish I had looking back when I was starting my lawn care business, when I was starting to get into entrepreneurship, to be able to have a roadmap, see the highs, the lows, the goods, the bads, the uglies. And this month is absolutely a mixed bag. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First of all, Augusta Lawn Care Corporation. This is the first location for Augusta Lawn Care, and it's here in Bellingham locally. I spend about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, probably a week there, just for team meetings. The revenues for this month were $150,529. The profit was $35,553. So a little bit above 21, 22, 23%, right where we like it. This coming quarter is our big quarter in terms of profits. Every quarter we do profit sharing with our team. So as actually today, our field team members made $651 in quarterly profit sharing. I'm very happy about that. This past quarter, even though we were profitable at 21, 22%, it's our hardest quarter because we have lots of rain and lots of new hires joining the team. It slows people down. So I'm very happy for them. And that's one of our higher profit sharing quarters ever. And we're still going to go into our second quarter, which is our most profitable out in the field because it dries up where we live. Mowing goes much faster, etc. All right, Blaine Anytime Fitness. Next business that I have is Blaine Anytime Fitness, a gym. And if you've been following for a while, you know, obviously COVID was a massive detriment to the gym industry. So revenues for May 2021 were $46,088 and profits were only $3,637. The reason for this is because we spent about $9,000 in launching the new supplement side of the business. So now we're selling amino acids, creatine, whey protein, a bunch of different Garden of Life pills. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great addition to the business. I expect now going forward to be more around the 50,000 plus per month in revenue based upon this additional added revenue stream. And as of the last 3 months, this quarter, we are back to pre-pandemic levels in terms of revenue. So I'm very thankful for that. Our team's been working very hard. A year ago, we only had one trainer right before COVID. Now we have 3. And so we really doubled down on training. We've upped the prices on membership and really focused on not so much volume of members, but really focusing more and more on the experience that our members have in terms of training and increasing the lifetime value of those customers. All right, online. So this is Landscape Business Course, Business Bootcamp Podcast, Lawn Care Web Design, Teachable. And when I say teachable, I mean like everything from selling the new print. This is the new postcards that we have, all the designs that you can now buy, link in the description on YouTube. All of this is done through Teachable. So like the flyers and door hangers that you can get for lawn care landscapers that they can purchase. All of those designs, we've uploaded like 4 or 5 more in even the past couple of days. All of those are $3.99. All of that revenue in May 2021 was $27,533. Our profit on that was $6,524. And you'll continually kind of see this number trickle up, and we'll continually be investing back into this side of the business. And in that regard, I actually want to show... I want to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you our analytics for YouTube. So we have a little over 13,000 subscribers. Let me just pull this up. A little over 13,000 subscribers. I know it's a little bit small for you probably on your screen to read right now, but basically, over the past couple weeks, we've started uploading a bunch more videos out of me out in the field doing voice over with the business side of things, and that seemed to be working really well. You can see our viewership is going up significantly compared to, last year being, down around 50, 60, 70. Now we're on 140. We expect that to continue going up. Our revenue was $1,100 in the past 28 days, I think it is, 38, or in May, I should say. And that's higher than usual because we've gotten a lot more views. As if I scroll down here, you can see we've had a lot more views on these videos out in the field, right? So again, this is just for the month of May. And these are all videos that I posted in the last few days of May, right? So really, it's like all these are over 10,000 now. The video we posted yesterday. So if I go back to our dashboard here, you can see the video we posted yesterday, about 21 hours ago, already has over 4,000 views, which for us is a big deal because usually we're at like maybe 1,000, 1,500 views. So those seem to be doing really well. We're going to double down on that. We're going to really try to create it into more of a show and have graphics and add some really cool creative post-production things to make it not just, a guy mowing a lawn out in the middle of the field or just like a time lapse, something like that. We're really trying to add educational content, but then adding in more production value is sort of what our goal is going to be. All right, let me get back to our Excel spreadsheet. We'll jump into the next business, which is, let's see here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Cool. Here we go. All right, next business is Augusta Lawn Care franchise. So if you haven't already heard, Augusta Lawn Care is franchised, and we have 40 locations around US and Canada. Revenues for May 2021 were $61,225. Profits, we just lost some money, lost $1,326. Again, if you've watched this over the several months, we kind of fluctuate around zero. We don't expect to be making a bunch of money on the franchise right now. It's still a very much of a money suck and takes a lot of all the other collective resources towards this. We also didn't sell any new franchises in May. And the reason for that is because we really had to double down on focusing on staffing up Command Center. So as of me recording this right now, we're actually training 7 new people. And thank goodness we found them because we literally went through like 30 to 50 applicants and interviews that literally people just didn't show up. Fortunately, though, we have a group of 7 people being trained now. I really expect by the end of June to really, really help our backlog at Command Center and therefore the franchise being able to run much more efficiently. And so looking forward to that. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of long hours, but it is absolutely worth it. And I know for some people, they're like, why are you doing this franchise thing? Run these other businesses that are profitable and keep growing those. And I understand your premise on that, but it is absolutely a startup. And again, give me 3 years and then come talk to me when it's very, very profitable. But it's burnt hundreds of thousands of dollars in making this, whether it be from the legal standpoint a couple of years ago and building all of that ready to go, all the point now where you're investing so much time and energy and money into just the structure of it all. It seems simple, but you got to register in every single state that we have a franchise. Every single year we have to do an annual registration in each of those states. That brings an attorney. That brings in an accountant. There's a lot of other fees. Just the franchise model that is pretty expensive. And for the first year of being a franchisee only pays $600 a month. And that does not cover our costs. And so a lot of our franchisees, most of them are still paying that. And so that is the reason for us still losing money. And we will continue to over the next year or so. All right. Then we have the corporately owned locations. Very, very happy about this. If you've been following, you know that we have 2 brand new corporate locations here. We sold the Mount Vernon one to the general manager, and he's doing very well in Mount Vernon. If you've seen last year, you saw those numbers. Now we don't track them because they're a franchisee, no longer corporately owned. In Mooresville, Chuck over there has been incredible, working his tail off. His revenues, $35,817. Profits, first month were profitable, $1,820. Very, very proud of him and all his work, his team over there in North Carolina. He came for training the first week of February, went back, started to grow it. And we always expect the first 2 quarters to be unprofitable. And we usually put between $80,000 and $100,000 into the location. And then we expect by Q3, they're profitable. So the fact that he's already profitable in May makes me extremely excited. That means that June, we're going to have a really solid month. And then going into Q3, when we have profit sharing, there's going to be money on the table. So I'm really looking forward to that. Very, very proud of him and all his hard work. And they've been absolutely killing it. All right. Next one is Dix Hills, New York. So this one is a big loss on this one because we invested a bunch into equipment. Let me explain. So Dix Hills started the same time that Mooresville did. However, they took about 6 more weeks just to get up and running because they had snow and we didn't have anything set up for like snow plowing or anything like that. So they got started like in the middle of April. And so they're a little bit behind in terms of revenue. They had $23,345. They lost $55,000. Now, again, this is cash accounting. All right. What that means is when we buy a big piece of equipment, I show you in the numbers here. So the fact of the matter is that 36,000 of this came from buying a piece of equipment. Now, what was this piece of equipment? It was an F550 dump truck with a snowplow and a sander. And you're like, why in the world would you be buying that? You're supposed to be doing simple services. The fact of the matter is I can't have another winter because over in New York, there's a lot of money to be made when there is snow. But when there's snow on the ground, we can't do simple services. We can't do mowing. We can't do bed maintenance. We can't do bush trimming. There's snow. And so when we had like what we had in this past early spring, where for 4-6 weeks, there's just a bunch of snow everywhere, we need to have revenue coming in. So we really, really overextended ourselves on this one, but I really am confident. And Felix is also trying to change the culture there, getting everyone back on board, getting everything profitable. And so I think June will be better. And then as scheduled, Q3 will be profitable. That's the goal, and that's what we are expecting. I've said it from day one when we start our corporate locations. Q3 is when we start expecting profits. Until then, it's putting money in. And we usually spend between 80 and 100,000 to get it to that level. But by the time we spend that money, I am expecting $40,000 to $50,000 a month in revenue. So again, this is cash accounting. If you were not doing cash accounting, you would not see the $36,000 that we spent here. That would be on the balance sheet. I'm showing it to you here on the profit and loss, just so that it's as clear and as transparent as possible. All right, last thing is the stock. So on the left-hand side here, you can see the change in the investment, negative $12,368. I went deeply into margin, $258,000, and total invested is $913,000. Now you ask, why are you so heavily in margin? It's literally like 28-30% of my portfolio is margin. The reason is because in the month of May, we had a massive dip in some of my highest conviction stocks. And so I went very heavily into those, and there was at one point, I was like a negative 150,000 on the change part. This part right here, that was like negative 150,000, but it was at that point when I was putting money into the market. So the reason for that, I've talked about inflation, but the fear of hyperinflation is what has really been dampening these stocks that I believe in a lot. And so I've taken the opportunity because of the fear to really buy in heavily throughout May. And I believe this is a 6-month play. And I believe that in 6 months, these are going to come roaring back. Once the fear of hyperinflation decreases, I don't feel like we're going to see 10, 15% inflation. And so I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I need this money. I need this money because our corporate headquarters for Augusta, our project costs went from $1.8 million to $2.3 million in the past few months. So the cost of building is going up dramatically. And literally next week, I got to put some money down on the land, about $200,000. So it'll be coming out of this. So I'll probably sell off some of the stocks, pay off the margin, take some money off. So this is like my piggy bank. The stock market is sort of like my piggy bank. And I go really heavily when when there's a dip. And yes, margin is risky. You should not buy a bunch of stocks on margin. But literally my portfolio would have to go down like 60 or 70% in order for me to get a margin call. And as long as you believe in a company long-term, I don't have any intention of selling. And so that's why we go into margin. And I expect that to be, if not paid off, but under 100,000. And then my total investment obviously would be going down throughout the next month. Because again, I've said the past couple months, I expect the next 4 to 5 more months being pretty rocky for the stock market. So what I'll do is when things get a little bit frothy, I'll pay off all of my margin. Then when it dips really hard, if there's a really good opportunity, I'll go a little heavier on some of the stocks. So over the past 12 months, I want to show this one of these days and actually screen share my my phone where I have my portfolio. Over the past 12 months, the stock market has netted me, like me taking money out, just under $300,000, about $280,000. And it has allowed for the growth at Augusta to continue without us taking any debt or any outside investment. everything I'm building right now in terms of profit is trying to make sure that we don't have to take on outside investment or outside debt at Augusta Lawn Care, the franchise. There's been plenty of people wanting to give me money, but I do not want to give equity away right now. Not only from a financial standpoint of knowing what's going to be worth, but more importantly, I do not want to give up control. And we are figuring things out. We are not perfect. We are trying our absolute best. But at the end of the day, I do not want to be giving up control over something I believe in so much and that I want to have control over in terms of having impact on the industry. For real estate, revenues around 16,000, expenses around 16,000. We're still kind of breaking even on that. Did get a new renter in on that new unit that we renovated, and we're able to actually charge what we're supposed to on rent. So we're charging $300 more per month on rent, plus they're paying their utilities. So really, we increased the cash flow that one unit by like $500. I need to do that for another 6 or 7 properties that still have the same tenants in because of COVID and the moratorium. We can't raise rents. We can't kick people out. There's some people we need to do that too. So over the next 6 months to a year, I'm really looking forward to getting new tenants in, raising the rents to where they need to be at and what is market value, having them cover the utilities, and really making this actually a profit center. This has been the place for me personally to kind of invest, put my money into. The debt on all of the real estate is about $1.7 million, and the value of all the properties combined is around $2.9 million. So let me go ahead and take this off the screen. Boom. So I hope that was helpful, and I'm going to definitely keep my eyes open for any comments in the description or in the comments down in the future. Feel free to let me know if there's any questions about what we're doing and what we're trying to do at Augusta with the different businesses. I look forward to sharing more, and I just hope it's inspiring and educational, right? Because like these numbers, yeah, trust me. I think about this sometimes, the fact that I have to share my numbers publicly, and it does 2 things. Number one, I have to make sure everything's squeaky clean. Like, for example, somebody like, oh, you did not make $35,000. Guess what? If I would not have made $35,553 at our corporately owned location, guess what? I would have a lot of very unhappy employees because they're getting a cut of that. They're getting profit sharing on those numbers. So by making your numbers public, you have to be honest. And so there was someone like a couple months ago send this email, like, you're just making these numbers up. You're just throwing a spreadsheet together. Like, look, if I was doing that and saying these numbers are all hunky-dory and then doing profit sharing with my team, they would be really mad at me because they know that we are making a bunch of money and they're not seeing it in profit sharing. So trust me, these numbers are squeaky clean. And that's really why I do this, to be honest to not only the Augusta Lawn Care franchisees who have put their trust in me early on in this process, because in 3 years, it will be a no-brainer to join Augusta. I believe that. The people who join the first year or two, we're going through growing pains. We're trying to figure things out. There's a lot of struggles. They're trying to figure things. I don't have all the solutions because I haven't seen 10 years of franchisees. So I think I owe it to them to see where the money's going, what we're trying to do, as well as for entrepreneurs, young people out there that are trying to start their business. I want you to see the hard days, the days when you're losing money, the days when it's not easy, the days when it's hard. Like, as much as you might look even what I showed today and be like, oh, I got all this money in the stock market, everything's going good. No, I got a $2.3 million project coming up. And we need that building because in a year and a half, all of our leases are going to be up, and we're going to have 3 different locations that are currently operating that need to go under one building. And also, we had to expand we got a second office at Command Center this past month. That was more expensive. So we need to bring everything under one roof because it will save us money in the long term. But yeah, there's a lot of big expenses coming up for me right now. And so it's a little bit stressful because there's a lot going on. My goodness, someone just gave me $5.99 on Super Chat. So all right. Thanks so much, everyone. I really appreciate your support. I do this also for those of you who support landscapebusinesscourse.com, lawncarewebdesign.com, and then even in the new print program that we got where you can get these designs and everything. All of your support is really what makes this all possible. I really appreciate it. I hope this is encouraging, hope it's inspirational, and we'll see you on the next video.